everyone, welcome to Cats and Hats Crochet. My name is Elise and today I'm going to be talking with you about my most recent craft show that I did this past weekend. And yeah, I hope you'll stick around. Maybe you'll learn something. So come on, hang out. So this past weekend, I had my first craft show of 2024. I was supposed to have a craft show back in February, but my son was sick and we really needed to take him into the doctor, and I wasn't sure if we were going to be going over to the hospital, and so it was a big thing, but everything's fine now. So that craft show I had to cancel. Just a little advice: if you have to cancel a craft show last minute, you probably won't be getting your money back. So I generally do craft shows that are a little less expensive. They usually, for the state I live in, this is what the less expensive craft shows usually cost. So it's a cost per table, and it's usually about $25 would be the cheapest, up to about $45, maybe $50 per table. The craft shows that are more expensive are the ones that are gonna have more people attend, and also might be both weekend days, so Saturday and Sunday, or like a Friday and Saturday, or they might even be a 3-day weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the more expensive ones do tend to, since they're the more professional ones, do tend to be very well organized and very well attended. The ones I've been doing that, like I said, are in the $25 to $50 range, tend to be kind of a hit or miss type craft show, just because they tend to happen throughout the year multiple times, and they tend to be based around different fundraisers. And it also depends who the event planner is. Is it a professional event planner, like somebody that just does that for a living? Or is it maybe like at a school and it's parents and teachers maybe that are organizing it? So it just depends. And I'm not saying that parents and teachers do a bad job organizing craft shows. There's some schools around here that do craft shows frequently, and they're very well attended and very well organized. So it just depends. Mostly depends on, I think, the experience of the person planning it. Have they planned something like this before? Do they know how to get it out there on social media? This particular craft fair, I would say the attendance for what the craft shows that I've done so far was about medium. Like, it wasn't super slow. There definitely were slow sections of time, but it wasn't like super busy either. So it was kind of somewhere in the middle most of the time. I think the biggest thing is, I think my audience, if I'm going to be selling stuffies, is more of a younger audience. And this particular audience was a little bit older. So I got a lot of compliments and things on my stuffed animals, but I feel like I would have made more sales, especially on the stuffed animals, if it had been a little bit of a younger audience. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some footage from the craft show. I really don't like filming people that don't know they're being filmed or maybe don't want to be filmed. So I didn't like pan around the room or anything like that. I'll just describe the room. It was a big room, lots of vendors. The person that runs it is an event planner. She does multiple shows throughout the year, which is awesome. And they always have well, not always, but at least for this one, they had a charity that they were doing a basket raffle for. So I had my own basket raffle set up. Some people like to do those for craft shows and craft fairs, and some people don't. So you kind of have to, like, when you're signing up for a craft fair, always ask if there's going to be, if you're going to be required to donate a basket. Usually it's not a lot. Usually they'll say like, oh, in the $20 range, something like that. So it's not, it depends on what your product is. But I find if I put, like this last one, I put a hat in there, an ear warmer, a couple of scrunchies, and a chicken, a maple chicken. So I think that, you know, just a few things like that is perfectly fine, and it's not that big of a deal, especially if the table fee is cheap. Now, if the table fee is expensive and they're doing a basket raffle, I might hesitate to do that one. Usually the more expensive ones, like I said, are more like more of like a handcrafted professional craft fair, where there's no direct sales, no basket raffle. It's just strictly a craft fair. I am going to be back in a little bit and I'll play some footage from the craft show.
Here is all my stuff ready to be loaded into the car. I like to get everything together before loading into the car and kind of doing inventory to make sure I have everything I need. Here are my plushies in a clear box. They're protected. I can see what I have. And there's my tablecloth. Okay, now everything's in the car. I think the only thing I didn't put in there yet is my wagon.
Good morning. Welcome to Cats and Hats Crochet. My name's Elise, and I'm on my way to a craft fair today. I have everything packed up, hopefully. I have a mental checklist, of course, but I also have a checklist in a notebook that I try to go through and just make sure I have everything. I've honestly never forgot anything major. The only thing I've ever forgotten is the cord that hooks up to my brick charger, like, you know, that like a charger that you can plug in if your phone dies, and the portable brick charger thing, you know what I'm talking about. Which is a pain, but I just try to like conserve my battery, and I've never had my battery run out. I've had it get a little bit low, but today I remembered that. Yay. I just stopped for coffee and some breakfast. And I was completely blown away. Somebody paid for my food. So we're off to the craft fair. Like I said, I've had someone pay for my breakfast. I've never had that happen. My husband goes to the same Tim Hortons sometimes in the morning before work, and he's like, oh yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. I've never, and I probably go there more than him, to be honest. I've never had that happen, so I'm kind of excited about that, and probably like more excited than I should be, but I'll have to pay it forward another time, because I was just like, oh, okay, like didn't expect that. So I'm headed there. It starts at 10. It's a little after 8 right now. It's about 8:10, so I better get going. It's about a 30-minute drive. So, usually takes me about an hour and a half to set up. So, that's why I'm trying to get there about 8:30. And, it's just a table. I don't worry about like a tent or anything. If it was a tent, I would get there earlier. So, all right, so I will meet you there. I will try to film some footage like when I'm all set up, and maybe I'll try to do like a before and after. That's fun when people do that. And then I'll do a follow-up to talk about how it went. So I'll probably do that the next day or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll film it in the car after it happens. So, all right, see you soon. Okay, so I just arrived, and I'm gonna go see what the deal is with where I'm gonna be set up. I did bring a table just in case, but from what I wrote down in my planner, this show does not require you to have your own table. So my one next weekend does. But I brought it just in case, because you never know. Like maybe I got mixed up, or maybe they'll run out of tables and they need somebody to have their own. So you never know. I'll go see where we're set up. I see people going in and out, loading stuff from their car. So I'm in the right place, and I will update you soon. Okay, so I'm all set up, and the craft show starts in about 20 minutes. I just moved my car because there's not a ton of parking in the front, so they had us move our cars, which is fine. I noticed the sign out front says the craft show is from 10 to 5. I thought it was 10 to 4 is what I wrote in my planner, but I could be wrong. I've been signing up for and recording in my planner lots of craft fairs, so it's possible I got mixed up. So 10 to 5 according to that sign. And yeah, I mostly set up, I set up pretty fast. It's like, it's overwhelming when you unload all your stuff, and it's just kind of like in a discombobulated pile. But yeah, but it went pretty good setting up, and I'm not sure if I'm perfectly happy with my setup. I'm very particular about it. But that's just the way I am. I want everything to, you know, look fine, nothing to be like blocked or anything. Oh, something I do have to do is I got to bring inside some like Kleenex or something so I can wipe off my I have like little chalkboards to label the prices for everything. I feel like I haven't gotten price labeling down to a T. So if you have any ideas for price labeling, I mean, I know some people will tag everything and some people will put out signs. I don't know if I used to tag everything, and it maybe, I don't know, it just like really stressed me out. So now I'm trying to put things in like sections, like for hats, baby, children, adults, and then like for plushies, like small, medium, large plushies. So I'm gonna try that and use the little chalkboard signs. That's what I've done the last couple times, and it worked pretty good. But this is kind of a different setup because I didn't have as many plushies last time. So this is my first time with a huge variety of plushies. So I will put in some footage of my table. Hey guys, the craft fair is over and I'm a little dazed from overstimulation and socializing and all that stuff. So I'm going to recap things for you later. I mean, it'll be right away in this video, but like for me, it'll be later. And I'll give you my thoughts on the event and how I did. All right, so the craft fair is over, and it went okay. It, like I said at the beginning, wasn't super busy, but wasn't terrible either. Definitely made back my table fee. I believe the table fee was $35. Definitely made more than that, more than doubled that. But also wasn't like the best craft fair I've ever done. That's okay though. It was a good experience, and usually as long as I make back my table fee, it's not that big a deal. And I'm gonna go over with you some of my best sellers, because that might be helpful for those of you that are maybe just getting into craft fairs or are wondering if craft fairs might be an option for you. Okay, so I would say my number one best seller was my chick pops, my little egg chick pops. So they're made by me, but the pattern is cable and canvas, and they're the ones that if you're into amigurumi, you probably know who they are. But they are the pattern designer that does a lot of the pop type patterns. So those are always a hit. I highly recommend you have some of Cable and Canvas's pop patterns where they pop up and down. Now there are other designers that have them, but Cable and Canvas I think are kind of like the original designer for these, and they're they have such cute patterns. They have a new one actually coming out soon, and it's a little teacup with a little kitty that pops in and out, and I cannot wait to get that one. My next biggest bestseller, this one's probably tied. Now, do I have the numbers in front of me? No. Should I? Probably. But yeah, I don't have all the numbers of exactly like what sold the most. I kind of just remember in my head. So the next two are tied. First we have the little baby axolotl, super cute. Even people that didn't buy an axolotl were like, oh, look, an axolotl. And I was kind of like, are people going to know what an axolotl is? But axolotls have gotten pretty popular recently, and I don't think I had anybody say like, what is that? So yeah, super cute. Some people were like, oh, I know somebody that has an axolotl, so I'm gonna get one for them, you know. So even if they don't want one for themselves, a lot of people will be like, oh, I know somebody that has an axolotl or loves axolotls. So this pattern, I want to say it's Crochet Grove, but I will have to post the patterns down below in the description. I'll post who all the pattern designers are, but I want to say it's Crochet Grove. Okay, so next one that sold about as well as the axolotls were Mushie Pops. They are the mushroom pops that are also by Cable and Canvas, and these are always such a good seller. I swear, like when I look at reels or videos of people that do craft fairs, they always have Mushie Pops. So I would say Mushie Pops are a staple for anyone getting into craft fairs. They're quick and easy to make. I personally sell them for $5. Now you could put a keychain on top of there, and that would be super cute too. I don't know if you guys are interested in my prices. I'll tell you really quick what they are, but just know I'm always reevaluating them, and also you know, different places are going to have a different cost of living, so different people are going to charge different amounts. Also, different people crochet at different speeds, and so there's a lot of factors that go into it. So you know, if you have a respectful suggestion about my prices, that's fine, but also, you know, I'm the one who decides what my prices are, so I'm not really into advice for that. So the Mushie Pops are $5. The axolotls, I might have been doing 10. I kind of forget now though. Because I try to categorize my plushies into like extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. And then I have like different price tiers for that. So like, for example, extra small would be $5, small would be $10, medium is $15, and large is $20. And then extra large depends on the plushie, might be like $30, $40, you know, whatever. So yeah, I think he was 10. But these are a super fast make. Mushie Pops are faster though, so that makes sense that would be 5 and he would be 10. I could see someone charging like 8 for him. You know, it doesn't have to be what I usually do. And then the egg pops, I was charging 5 because they're about the same size as the Mushie Pops, but honestly, I feel like he's somewhere in between 5 and 10, so I might go with 8. And I had a few people that were like, it's only 5, so I think I could definitely get away with a little bit more for him. And then this guy, I would say he was probably my next bestseller, and I also got a lot of compliments on him. Now, these guys are the same pattern, just different yarn. We have blanket yarn for this guy and Sweet Snuggle, no, not Sweet Snuggles. I think it was Chenille Slim for this guy. And this is my own pattern. So if you're interested in that, it's a super quick make. I would definitely say 5 to 8 would be a good price. But if you make one a little bit bigger, it's just as quick to make, and you could easily charge something more like 10 for this guy, just because he's bigger, using the blanket yarn, using the bigger eyes with the spark, with the glitter. And you can find this pattern, my pattern, on Etsy. It just came out last week, I think it was, and it's called the Little Frog Pattern by Cats and Hats Crochet. Okay, and now this is not necessarily a bestseller, but it was a large plushie that I sold. I only sold one large plushie in the large category. And this one, he's bigger, takes a little bit longer to make, and it requires some sewing, so a decent amount of sewing. So this little guy, I sold one of him. This is another one that I made. I finished him up yesterday because since I sold one of him at the craft fair, at this last craft fair, I have another craft fair coming up this Saturday, which I'll also try to do a video for. And I wanted to make another one because I was like, oh, well, he was my first large plushie to sell. Actually, this was my first craft fair selling large plushies at all. The past craft fairs that I've done, I had a very limited amount of plushies, and I was kind of just dipping my toes into making plushies. I was mostly doing hats and ear warmers and some Christmas decor. But now I'm really getting into the plushies. So I have a much bigger range now of plushie. I think I only had like the Mabel chickens, some penguins, and like one other, and the Mushie Pops, I think. I think that's pretty much all I had. I might have had one or two just experimental ones that I was trying out, but so this is my first time, especially doing the larger plushies and a variety of plushies in general. So I was really pleased that that I sold the elephant, and the person said they wanted to get it as a baby shower gift. So I think that's super cute. But this other one that I made, I decided to try with the sparkle eyes. I just had plain black eyes on the other one. So we'll see if he sells just like the other one did. I feel like he could be a little bit more than 20. He might be able to be like 25, 30. So, all right, well, that's pretty much all I have regarding the craft fair. I'm gonna try to think of any closing tips I have for you guys. Okay, I do have a tip. So one thing that I feel like I could do a little bit better is categorizing and labeling my plushies according to size. I could do that. I definitely could do that better. When I got there, I feel like my setup was okay, and you'll see footage of that, but I feel like the plushies could have been better organized according to cost. I more organized them according to like looks, like, you know, just like how they look arranged and everything, like just based on like, does this look like a good setup? But and I mean, you have to kind of have to do that, and also make it easy for customers to see how much things are. A lot of customers don't mind asking you how much things are or verifying with you how much they are. But I have to remember that there are probably customers that might not want to ask or might look over, and maybe not be a customer that's going to come up and ask, but might just kind of look at your table and say, oh, that's only $5, or, you know, oh, I kind of thought, you know, that's really cute, and it's like, I have that much money, like maybe I will come over and purchase that item. So I think, you know, and people like me with social anxiety probably aren't going to ask how much something is. I know for me, it makes something a lot more accessible if I can look at the table and immediately know how much something is, and then I can like work myself up to approach the person and purchase it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you could, and I will be back soon with another craft share. I don't know how many times I've said craft share, because we've got show and fair, and when they're mixed together, craft share. Anyway, I've got another craft fair or show, whatever, coming up this Saturday, and I will do another video about that. And I promised a video about the new Joann baby bear yarn, and that I was going to do a review on it, and I'm still planning on doing that. so soft and snuggly. But I will also be doing a review on that. So subscribe so that you see those. Click the little notification bell, and I will see you again soon. Bye.